get started here. So this is our IDX Broker Lead Management for Beginners webinar. It is going to be recorded. That way we can post it later on YouTube and our knowledge base website so that you can access it later if you need to go back and double check anything. My name is Devin. I'll be walking through the presentation today. In chats, we have Lane, who's going to be able to answer any questions, as well as get my attention if a question needs my attention. She's super smart. Feel free to ask her anything about the lead setup. So IDX Broker leads. IDX Broker has a couple different ways that we get leads into your account. The main way that we do this is we do have pages that we provide when you get an IDX Broker account. You have all those pages you get, such as advanced search, basic search, things like that. But there's also a contact us page. It's going to look standard something like this. You can do a lot of editing to make it match the rest of your website using the wrapper feature. But it'll by default have first name, last name, and email as requirements. So in this instance, we can do something like Testington and do an email address, submit. This page can be found in your IDX Broker account. So if you expand your menu here and you go to Design, Website, Page Templates, we'll go down here and under User Pages, you'll find the User Sign Up page as well as the User Login page. These pages can be linked on your website. So you have like a menu in your header. And you have like home, search, contact us. You can link the contact us button to this page and allow users to sign in as leads on your account. You can also customize the message. I'll show you how to do that later. Another way that you can capture leads is we have a lead capture pop-up that'll pop up on IDX Broker pages, and you can determine the frequency and how aggressive it is with that. It's going to look something like this. So you can see in the background, I've got a details page for a listing pulled up, and this pops up. Right now, I can click out of it, but again, it prompts you for first name, last name, email address. Those fields can be edited. We'll show you in a little bit on that. That is under lead and lead registration. By default, it's going to show up on the simple side of things. Usually accounts are set up with balanced as the default. And basically what that is it allows a client or a potential buyer to look through a couple pages, and then about 4 or 5 in, by default, it will pop up and prompt them to sign in, but it won't require them to sign in. You can change the slider to be a little more conservative, so where it doesn't show up very often, and you can just direct them to the contact page. Or you can be more aggressive, where it pops up relatively frequently and oftentimes won't let them continue searching without actually signing in as a lead account. Or you can do custom. Custom allows you to determine how many pages they can view before being presented with the pop-up, as well as whether or not it requires it. For example, you could have them view 3 pages and have a pop-up that says, would you like to sign in? And then have them view 2 more if they clicked out before requiring them to sign in. Once you get through that, you can also customize things like the thank you page, which is going to be what's presented here. Email settings, so when they sign in, an email is sent to the email that they registered, thanking them for registering, as well as allowing them to set up like their password and stuff for their account. Another option is you can set up leads with Zapier. I know this is really popular, and the way to do that is you're going to go to Create Zap. It's going to then ask you to select an event. For me, IDX Leads is one of the first one that pops up, but if not, you can just type it in, IDX Leads. You're going to choose a trigger event. So we're going to go with new lead. So then you're going to ask you to choose an account. When you click on this, it's normally going to pop up with a little pop-up, but I had done this earlier. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your API key out of your account. So you log into your IDX Broker account and you go to Home, Access Control. Here, you'll find your API key, and if you just click on it, it will copy to your clipboard. You don't need to highlight. You can if you want and hit copy, but if you just left click on it, it will copy it to your clipboard. So then you go here and you're going to choose an account. You can connect a new account, and that's where you can enter your API key. that we have on our clipboard here. After that's done, you'll hit continue. Well, and then it's going to prompt you to test your trigger. And all this is going to do is have you enter the information for a new lead. So here it's showing a lead that it picked randomly that's already in the IDX broker account. Afterwards, it's then going to have you choose an action, what happens when the lead is brought in. So we're going to pick IDX leads again, and we're going to create a lead. And this is going to, when a lead is made in IDX broker, it's going to trigger the create a lead function in Zapier. We're going to do the same thing, choose an account again. So you're going to go through and get your API key again. It should remember it if you entered it the first time. And now it's going to have you test and do an example lead. I just did an example lead here, so I'm not going to do the same thing here, but it's going to go through and have you do the email as well as the first name and last name. There are a bunch of other fields, but none of them are required by default. And once that's done, it'll prompt you to test it and make sure that it all went through properly. The last way that IDX Broker often gets leads set up in the account is to go through WordPress forms. We have 3 main WordPress forms that we have functionality with. We have contact form 7, which is going to have you just link your IDX Broker account, go into the IDX form 7 or the contact form 7 settings and go to IDX Broker and enable the lead import. Gravity forms, very similar. You're going to go to forms, you're going to find the Gravity form, you're going to click import leads. It'll then ask you for, I believe, the API key. And then the last one is Ninja Forms. Any of these instructions that if you're using one of these forms and you want to set it up with IDX Broker can be found on the support.idxbroker.com article page. You just kind of search forms or form, and it should be the first one or the third one in this case. So it's just leads from WordPress forms. That'll help you set those up. Once a lead is brought into the account, it goes through contact routing. Contact routing decides who a lead is assigned to within your IDX Broker account. If you have multiple agents within your account, you can choose who is getting what. You'll set it up ahead of time. You can have it so that leads are organized either in a round robin sort of format or by area. Let's say you have leads separated by jurisdictions like zip codes or something like that. Or maybe you have a lead that deals mainly in high price points or low price points. You can change all that by going to manage contact routing. So right here, I have one contact route set up. There's no prerequisites. They're just into a queue. You can add another contact route, which will be from your agents page. So these are all preset. You can change whether or not they are based on different routes or price points. And once you're done, you'll hit save changes. Those are imported from your accounts agents. So those are found under account users agents. That's where these are all set up. You can add more agents and edit the previous ones that you have. So back under leads and contact routing, once you have managed the contact routing, you'll go back to here and you'll be able to enable how it parses through those and how it sorts the leads. Oftentimes I found the round robin is the most used one in my experience, but the core fields one is adhering to that criteria you set, such as the city or the zip code or the price point. Round robin will just go through, and once it reaches the bottom of the agents list, it'll go back to the top and just keep going through. That way, when you import a lead, it'll come here to leads and manage. Once the leads are here, you'll see that some get assigned to agents if you have contact routing set up. Otherwise, you can manually assign them yourself. Leads come in here and they'll start off as an unverified status. You can get them verified one of 2 ways. Either they interact with the email that you send that is automatically sent through their sign up, or if you get a lead and you know it's a legitimate lead and you trust that lead, when it says unverified, you can just left click on it and it'll change it to verified. Once a lead is in your account, you can see when they signed up, you can see where they signed up. You can also see some of their latest activity, as well as if they have saved searches or saved properties. there are 2 automatic emails that do go out to leads through IDX Broker if they're signed up for that. The one is a daily check. It'll check and see if a lead has viewed a property that has an update that happened, say a price point updated, or it was a status was updated or something of that sort. It'll send out an email to all leads that have viewed or liked that property, and it will update them on the change. The other one is every Friday. There's a email that is sent out to leads that is a list, excuse me, it's a sort of listings that is based similar to ones that they have searched or saved or liked previously. And that one will happen every Friday. And that'll be based off of saved properties, saved searches, and recent history. When looking at a lead's info, you can see their traffic history here, as well as any property updates. This is where that email, the daily email will come in. Saved properties and saved searches. You can, when a lead goes in and saves and likes a property, it'll pop up here. As well, if a lead comes in and you know what they may like already, you can add some in yourself using this button here. It'll take you to their saved searches. Back into the lead here, you can see any market reports that the lead has run into, as well as edit the lead yourself. If an email gets changed or typed in incorrectly, you can go through and edit that on your own here. Here in notes, it'll say where the lead came from. So here it came via the control panel. If it came in through like a WordPress form, it'll say via API. And that's super helpful for knowing which form exactly is drawing the attention, getting leads to sign in. Another way to get leads into your account, let's say you have a long list already, is you can import them using a .csv file, which is a modified like Word Excel file. Here's the format that you need to use to import the data properly. It'll help walk you through instructions on how to do that, such as filling out the field name as well as the constriction it needs to store that data. It doesn't need to be in a specific order. It'll parse through and just match the fields to the names. Has a couple of examples, and you can then choose the file and upload it here. You can also export your leads. It'll export them in a CSV file that is importable as well. It'll use that same exact criteria. You'll have to click here to export them, and it'll have you go through and refine which ones you're going to do. The last way you can make a lead is you can manually create one using leads and then create. You'll go through and you can enter the fields, the criteria, and such right there. Diving into lead registration a little bit more. This is affecting the IDX pages for lead registration. So this is going to affect the contact us page as well as the little pop-up here. The main thing you can do is you can change the sign up form preview. So this will be, you can change the required fields, you can edit fields, add more fields, you can remove fields. So you can customize it to what information is most important and helpful to you. You can also opt in for text alerts and include phone numbers there. This will alert you when a lead signs up. The thank you page. So this is what's going to be sent to the lead when they sign up in the account. So they type in their email, they hit the send, thank you for contacting us. This is the email that comes out to them. You can set how many days the email will sit before kind of going inactive, as well as customize the message that shows up. So right now it has it welcome to your new account and it puts the lead's name there, but you can also customize it yourself if that's what you're wanting to do, a little more personalized message. After sign up, you can have a click to continue or an auto redirect, and the auto redirect puts you to this email settings. So this is specifically the email layout that is sent to the person that just signed up, your new lead. The immediate save search email and the behavioral leads emails are the ones that we spoke on, the daily one, as well as the every Friday one, I believe. Then we've got the CRM integration. This is, or excuse me, sorry, the cleanup. So this allows you to make sure that leads aren't bogging down your system here. Let's say you have some that turned into purchases that no longer are looking, or vice versa. This allows you to automatically kind of have leads that have been inactive for 120 or 240 days. You can set those. Global registration rules. This one's a little more customizable. So this one determines, this page here determines when this pop-up appears to a potential new lead. By default, I believe it is set by global rules, but you can customize it to have individual page rules. So for example, you can have it so they can do searches and see results pages without having the pop-up appear, but when they try to use details pages, that's when it will show up. So right now on my page here, if we go to do a search, there is no pop-up. And then if you perform a search, there is also no pop-up. It allows the client, the potential lead, to look through and see potential listings. But the moment they click on a details page, it is then prompted them to sign up. And I have it set so that it requires and forces registration. If they choose to not register, it will then push them back to the search page, the results page that they were previously on. But if you set it to request and turn off force, you can have it so that when they go through, it doesn't pop up immediately. We'll set it to recurring. So every time they view one page, it will re-pop up and encourage them to sign up again. So we'll go through and we'll do a new search. The search will go through, and then we'll click on a listing. And now the lead sign up pop-up appears, but because it is not set to force, it is set to request, we can just click off of it and continue viewing. This can be set for any of your IDX broker pages. Again, there's a global setting that is generally followed for this, but you can also set individual pages themselves. And then when a lead has set up their password and everything, you can customize the credential email that is sent specifically to them. If you ever need any help on any of these things, this video will again be put up on our YouTube. But as well, you can contact our support team. Super helpful. They're at help@idxbroker.com or at 800-421-9668. Do we have any questions currently? I believe that's all I have. Can we connect this to our social media? You know, that's one I need to double check on. Give me 1 second here. I'm not sure on that one. Okay, so Lane has come through in the chat that says that we have a Zapier IDX broker integration still being reviewed, but it's not public. And I don't believe we have another one set up currently. I think we might be all set here. Thanks for coming out, everyone, and we will see you all here soon.